My partner has been anonymously harassing women on the internet, and discovering it shattered me completely. Posted by you/throwaway 987 ABC. Fresh account since I barely use Reddit, this is my first post ever. I'm 25F and I've been dating my boyfriend, 26M, for 3 years. We share an apartment. In general, he seemed caring, humorous, and thoughtful. Sure, we have occasional disagreements, but they've never escalated into anything major. He always claimed he wasn't big on social media and only really used Snapchat. Turns out that was a lie. Last night we were chilling, smoking together, and he stepped out to grab stuff from the gas station. While he was away, this odd buzzing and notification chime kept going off. After a bit, I traced the sound to underneath our dresser. There was an iPad I'd never noticed before. It had all his gaming stickers on the back, and the lock screen showed a photo of our dog, so no doubt it belonged to him. I didn't even know he had an iPad. Once I unlocked it, the screen was flooded with alerts. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, you name it. Every profile looked like a burner or spam account, but they were all linked back to his main email. I clicked through the notifications and felt physically ill. He was posting nasty remarks about women's appearances, telling them they needed heavier makeup, shaming their figures, dropping toxic comments under YouTube videos, and stirring up drama on Reddit by inventing embarrassing fake tales. The same pattern showed up on Twitter and Instagram, pointless cruelty towards strangers. But the worst part was still coming. I enjoy gaming and occasionally streaming with my friends, a couple times a week, purely for enjoyment. Over the last year, one persistent account kept showing up in our streams, spewing the most disgusting racist insults, saying we should wear more makeup, dress more provocatively, mocking our appearance, and sending private messages about how unattractive we were and how no one would watch us. It became unbearable. Blocking the account just led to new ones popping up immediately. We ended up quitting streaming altogether about 6 months ago because of the harassment. I even considered reporting it to the police at one stage. Last night it hit me. That account was my boyfriend. He'd been targeting me and my friends for the entire time. This wasn't casual drive-by comments. He lingered through whole streams, hurling deeply personal attacks. I can't wrap my head around why anyone would treat their own girlfriend this way. I believed we had a solid relationship. I haven't confronted him yet. I've spent the whole day at a friend's place because just seeing his face makes me nauseous. Am I blowing this out of proportion if I end things over it? My friend says pursuing a restraining order would be excessive and could damage his job prospects. For background, I'm a Black woman. I work part-time while attending school, not a homemaker. My boyfriend is biracial, Mexican and white, and holds a solid, respected full-time position at a well-known company. We've known each other since my first year of high school, long before we started dating. I brought the iPad with me to my friends. We dug deeper and uncovered additional things. I photographed everything for records before the day ended. My plan is to quietly return the device to its hiding spot, but there's zero chance I can pretend everything's normal or slip away without a scene. I feel the smartest move is to pack up, walk out, and file a police report. I intend to leave him regardless, but would getting a restraining order and involving law enforcement be going overboard? Top relevant comments. Commenter: plot twist, this whole post is him trolling again. But seriously, this is seriously fucked up. Just walk away. Ops reply: believe me, I desperately wish that were true. I really wish the entire thing was fabricated. I pictured spending my whole future with him, and now reading these replies has me crying over the fact that I was sharing a home with someone I no longer recognize. Commenter 2: this has to be fake. No password on the iPad, and you discovered everything in the short time he was at the gas station. Ops reply: I left that detail out since it felt minor. Yes, it had a passcode. It was our dog's birthday. I guessed it in about 5 minutes. Our gas station is only a 10-minute trip away. He was stoned and taking forever picking out munchies at 1 a.m. Commenter 3: this guy clearly has deep problems. Hiding his social media use is already sketchy, but doing it to cover this kind of behavior is far worse. The fact that he deliberately went after you and your friends means he's not the person you believed he was. Get out now before you're stuck with someone unstable. Ops reply, he's a complete stranger to me at this point. I never imagined the person closest to me could be capable of such ugliness. Commenter 4, your feelings are 100% justified. I strongly recommend you and your friends seek restraining orders and alert people in his circle, especially any women around him. You have no clue how long or how widespread this has been. Everyone benefits from knowing. This is disturbing, bizarre, frightening, repulsive, take your pick. I rarely support public callouts, but this warrants one. Ops reply, I've been thinking it over for hours, and I genuinely believe a restraining order might be the only path to closure for me. My friend who's also affected should probably get one as well. Commenter 5, haha, come on, are you actually trolling everyone here? Overreacting. Would you stay with someone like that if it were your sibling or even a casual friend? Ops reply, I'm asking because the friend I'm crashing with said a restraining order would escalate things unnecessarily, and that I should exit quietly to avoid jeopardizing his career. But I don't feel secure just disappearing while knowing he could still show up, approach me, or worse. Commenter 6, that friend is failing you big time by not prioritizing your safety. Do you have family support? Families can sometimes be unhelpful too. He should have considered his career before acting like this. Plenty of stories exist where women trace hate comments back to someone's job, forward the evidence, and the guy gets fired. If you don't expose it, someone else eventually will. Ops reply, I do have family. This particular friend wasn't part of the streaming group getting harassed, so she doesn't fully grasp our side. But I did the correct thing. I reached out to my 2 streaming buddies, explained the truth, and they're heading here now. They're completely supportive of filing a police report and getting protection orders. The only reason I haven't told my parents is that my dad is the main family I have left right now, and he's currently dealing with felony charges. I don't want him dragged into drama over this worthless guy. Update, 2 weeks later. First off, huge thanks to everyone who left comments and sent private messages with guidance. I never imagined the original post would gain so much attention, and your encouragement has meant the world. Before diving in, let me address a few things people repeatedly asked. After bringing the iPad to my friends, we discovered way more than I first described. He had active profiles on Tinder and Bumble, and had been unfaithful. On Reddit, he wasn't seeking help or sharing personal struggles. He was uploading fabricated explicit stories and fantasies to various NSFW communities. Also no, his workplace isn't mixed gender, it's heavily male-dominated. Now, what actually unfolded, as expected, he noticed the missing iPad before his shift ended. He began messaging me, checking if I was all right, acting like nothing was wrong. I played it cool and held off on any confrontation. Roughly 2 hours past his usual home time, he lost it, bombarding my phone, accusing me of theft, insisting I return his device. Claiming he knew I had it due to changed passwords and altered profile pics. I spent that night at my friend's. His meltdown made one thing crystal clear: he wasn't remorseful about his actions, only furious about getting caught. The following day, I returned to our place accompanied by 3 friends who stayed in the corridor. The moment I entered, he began saying sorry, but solely for the infidelity. That's how I realized he still had no idea I'd uncovered the trolling. He'd been chatting with some girl on Snapchat whom he'd met via Tinder. I'd already reached out to her, informing her he was in a committed long-term relationship and had been dishonest. She'd messaged him during his workday, so he assumed that was why I was upset. I told him the cheating was a deal-breaker, and I was finished. As I gathered my belongings, he actually said that whenever I was ready to face my own issues and say sorry, he'd welcome me back. I was livid, but I wasn't in the mental space for a fight, so I collected my stuff and walked out. Later my friends and I started a stream just to test the waters. Within moments, the familiar troll account appeared and began spewing garbage. We openly laughed, announced we knew exactly who it was. The account vanished instantly. 10 minutes after, he rang and texted from a blocked number, screaming insults, accusing me of harassing him, throwing around wild claims. After I forwarded him the link to this Reddit thread, I cut contact and stayed elsewhere. The next morning I headed back to the apartment to finally address the trolling directly. When I laid it out, he collapsed into tears and confessed his reasons. He explained he'd put on weight, felt deeply insecure, and deliberately tried to tear me down a bit because after physical therapy and healing from my knee injury, I'd rebuilt my self-esteem. He claimed I was carrying myself like I was too good now, that I needed humbling to remember we were equals, and that he could easily replace me with someone just as attractive or better. With family assistance, I managed to cover the cost to remove my name from our lease. I'm currently staying with a friend. He's already moved that 19-year-old Tinder girl into the apartment. That's the current situation. I've kept thorough records of everything. I'm no longer under the same roof and I'm focusing on healing. Thank you once more for every piece of advice. I wish I had a dramatic, triumphant conclusion to share, but this is where it stands. Yes, I'm still considering a restraining order, though the police dismissed it as not serious enough. So for now, we're opting to move forward separately and leave the past behind. Top relevant comments commenter, relieved you're free. Poor girl he moved in, she's barely grown. But you warned her, and she chose to proceed. Not shocked the police declined the order. Save every piece of evidence and log any future contact or interference. With luck, he'll accept he's lost you and back off completely. Commenter 2, I truly hope you gave that young woman the full screenshots and backstory, not just he has a girlfriend. Obviously her safety isn't your burden. But I wonder if she'd have gone forward, knowing the complete picture. Ops reply, absolutely, I shared everything with proof when I messaged her. She even said sorry for the mess and encouraged me to keep moving forward. Commenter 3, proud of you for getting out. But in the future, never return to confront or collect things alone. The leaving phase can be risky, even men who have never acted violent can snap. Stay protected. Ops reply, both visits my friends came along. They remained right outside in the hallway each time. Commenter 4, forward her the full Reddit link, trolling evidence, and those nasty messages where he insulted and demeaned you. She deserves to know exactly the kind of person she's involved with. Ops reply, I laid out the complete story when I reached out to her. Apparently it didn't matter to her.